to Valletta Cup here in Malta, and you join me, Charlie Hunt, where you're seeing on your screen now the two teams making their way out to the pitch, and we are set for what is going to be an absolute thriller of a final. And it all comes down to this. Malta, 5 from 5 in the group stage. Romania managed to get their way and book their place into the final after they beat Gibraltar comfortably yesterday, and they chased it in under 13.4 overs. But it's all come down to this. Romania, they've gone ahead and won the first battle. They've won the toss, and they're going to go ahead and have a bat first. And you can see the ever-familiar sight now for Romanian fans all around the world. The opening partnership of Ramesh Sathisan and also Taranjit Singh. My name is Charlie Hunt, and it's a pleasure to bring you coverage of the final now on the European Cricket Network YouTube channel. And if you're watching in India, you're watching on Fancode. And it's surreal to think that after 6 days of exhilarating cricket, it all comes down to this. Well, that's what the robot thinks. The robot is expecting a victory here for Romania. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think we're going to be in for an absolute treat of a cricket match here. International T20 cricket at its finest. Malta versus Romania. Malta, 5 from 5 in that match. All throughout the groups, as you can hear, there is a serious support for Malta around the ground. All the teams are here. We're just about ready to get underway in the final of the Valletta Cup 2022. And it's going to be Bilal Mohammed to begin the final. It's short. Well, it's a good start from Malta. Sathisan just has a look. And you can see, even though it's going to be a fierce final, just represents what's been going on this entire week. Serious sportsmanship. It's a great delivery first up, isn't it, for Bilal Mohammed. What a start for him. What a start for Malta. A dot off the first. It's a great start from Bilal Mohammed. Ramesh Sathisan didn't really have much of an idea there of what was going on. So excited to bring you this final here in Malta. And what a week it's been, as we're going to continue on here. And Sathisan, second ball, that's going to be one bounce, 4 runs, and he gets the account underway here for the Romanians. That's going to be the first boundary in the final of the Valletta Cup 2022. It's a great shot. This is fuller from Bilal Mohammed, and this one, what a reply. Flicks this into the leg side for 4 runs. Once again, it's been a pleasure this week, and it's a pleasure to have everyone in the YouTube chat. Can't wait to see some of your contributions throughout this final. There's a lot of excitement around this final. Plenty of spectators in for this one, about 50 or 60 or so. So, Bilal Mohammed, what can he have in reply? And this is going to be the first extra. It's the wide for the final. So, Bilal Mohammed continuing where he left off. And we've seen him throughout this week just struggle with that consistency of that line. The length's never an issue. It's just that line and length sometimes strays down the leg side. To continue here. Sathisan plays this into the offside. It's burst through the gap. I think it's going to go all the way. 4 runs for Romania. It's a great shot again from Sathisan. Just rocks back, gives himself some time, and uses the pace, the extra pace of Bilal Mohammed. That's going to go all the way. 4 runs. Good start to the over this so far. Clips this into the vacant third-man region. I think this is going to be the third boundary of the first over, and it is. 4 runs again for Sathisan. Really good stuff from the Romanians here earlier in this game. Once again, a welcome to all of our viewers all around the world. My name's Charlie Hunt, and I have had an absolute thrilling week, but we're not finished yet. Just 40 overs of cricket remains here in Malta. This is going to be a wide again, down that leg side. So once again, Bilal Mohammed just struggling ever so slightly. This is full and flick, there's a man there, and it's the first wicket of the final hit. Sathisan, he was looking promising. This is a straighter delivery from Bilal Mohammed as he gets it, line and length, perfect. Sathisan looks to flick this into the leg side, but he picks out the man, and he has to go. And Romania are 14 for 1. It's a great catch by the man there. Wasim Abbas. He's been so good at the top of the innings with the ball. He just gets picked out there, and he goes. Sathisan, well, the skipper, he looks so good in this first over, but he has to go. And you can hear the support for Malta all around the ground. So that brings the new man in. That's just dropped short, and that's Satvik Natigotla there. So it's a good first over for both teams, but Malta will feel like they've just come one better if they've got the first wicket of Ramesh Sathisan. And at the end of the first over, Romania are 14 for 1. So, looks like we're going to see that man who just took that great catch. Wasim Abbas is going to be opening up from the other end for Malta. 14 off of that first over, but they'll be happy that they can remove a man who's in some serious, serious form with the bat. Ramesh Sathisan has to go. 3 fours as he went for 12 off of just 5 deliveries. And you can just see here, there's the Czech team there as we continue. That's going to be wide. It's going to be into the offside. It's going to take some stopping. That's really good work from the man out in the deep. It's Justin Sharju. And it ends up. It's really, really good work from him out there. They come back for the second. Bit of a wayward throw from Sharjah, but he does well. He's definitely saved 2 runs out there. First up for Wasim Abbas. Back of a length, and it's cut again to Justin Sharjah out there, but he does a good job. And this is going to be 1 run. So Taranjeet Singh moves to 3. Not a shortage of runs in these first 2 overs so far. That 1 wicket for Romania. That's going to hurt them, isn't it? And Natty Gotler, we've not really seen go off with the bat. More than capable is Sutweek Natty Gotler. Just plays this one. Doesn't really get the feet moving there. Just sort of uses his hands and wrists, and this goes away. Into the offside for a dot ball. Again, Natty Gotler, well, he's got a half century in international cricket, as he got 55 against Luxembourg back in 2021. But he struggled here this tournament, highest score of 16. And that was against Bulgaria. So a lot of pressure on this man in the final. So this is back of a length and just played into the offside. And it's just going to be a dot ball. This is a good over from Wasim Abbas so far. He goes big into the offside, and that's going to be another 4 runs for Romania. It's a bit of a slot delivery, isn't it, from Wasim Abbas? 1 bounce, 4 runs for Natty Gotler. A very good way to get off the mark, isn't it? One way to settle your nerves here in the final. What a setting it is. Beautiful ground here, the Master Sports Club. Good to have so many spectators in watching the game. It's a really good comeback from Wasim Abbas as he finishes the over. Just the 7 runs from his first over. And at the end of the second over, Romania are 21 for 1. And once again, we get to take a look at the amazing ground that we've been lucky to play at. And you see here, this is why these two are in the final. Well, Malta were 5 from 5. Romania, they had to do it the hard way, didn't they? They went up against Gibraltar yesterday, and they managed to seal their place in the final with a monstrous chase against the Gibraltarians. And you just go back to when these two last met. Well, it was on Wednesday of this week we just had. It was match number 4 of the Valletta Cup. Malta, they beat Romania by 5 wickets, but it wasn't that simple. Went down to the last over. But Malta ended up getting across the line. Aftab Khan with a good job, and Niraj Khanna as well. But it's Bilal Mohammed to continue here. That's a lovely shot from Taranjeet Singh. Vintage Taranjeet Singh rocks back, places this through the offside. 4 runs for Romania. Again, Bilal Mohammed just a bit too short from the Maltese bowler. Bilal Mohammed, he's had a good week with the ball so far. That's wider of the crease, and it's a big swing from Taranjeet Singh. To no avail, as that's going to be a dot ball. So it's a good comeback from Bilal Mohammed. And if you are in the YouTube chat, do say hello, as you've all been a serious part of the success here this week. And it's been really, really interesting to get all of your thoughts and answer most of your questions this week. Taranjeet plays this into the offside again. It's going to run away. That's going to be the second boundary of the over. Taranjeet Singh. And he's batted so well this week, and he's so aesthetically pleasing to watch. This one again, not a lot of foot movement, but he's really strong with those hands, and it just runs through for another boundary for Romania. And a good afternoon to Luke Belgium, Emali, Shantanu as well in the chat. Steve Cook as well, as always. Maiden Waters. Thank you all for joining myself here and everyone else at the Master Sports Club. It's a good response, but this is squeezed into the leg side. And it's going to run away down to the third man position. That's going to be another 4 runs for Romania. So Bilal Mohammed, he got that first wicket, didn't he? But he's just struggling here. He's getting hit all over the ground. This is now 12 runs off this over. 3 boundaries so far. No maximums, however, all 4s. Can he have a response? And again, Taranjeet Singh doesn't get those feet moving and looks to play this through the infield. But doesn't get anything on this. It's just a dot ball. Good comeback once again from Mohammed, but he needs to finish the over well here. It's a dot ball, but he takes a bit of a stumble, and we're hoping that he's okay, and I think he is. It's a good end to the over, but expensive one at that. As this is again on a good line, and Taranjeet Singh just lets this one through. So, with 12 coming off of that over, Romania move on to 33 for 1 after 3. And you wonder, and the usual we have seen throughout this week for Malta is that'll be the end of Bilal Mohammed for now. And they'll move to one of their other options. Plenty of depth in their bowling unit, plenty of spin options, plenty of seam options as well for Malta. Got he's 4 off of 5, getting off the mark with that lovely boundary. And it's Wasim Abbas to continue. Oh, this stays low, and the keeper Aftab Khan does well. And that's going to be a dot ball to start the 4th over here. Just the 7 coming off Abbas's first over. This is Fuller, and there's a man there. And he's taken it! And that's that man, Bilal Mohammed. What an outstanding catch. He took one arm up, parried it, gave himself a bit of time, and then collected it with the 2 hands. And that man, Satwik Natigotli, he's going to have to go. Romania, they're in a bit of trouble, 33 for 2. Doesn't quite get all of this. 1 hand, then 2 hands. Great bit of work from Bilal Mohammed. And that's now 1 apiece for the opening bowlers. So we're going to see very quickly what the middle order of Romania are made of here in a very sticky situation. And that's that man, Abdul Shakur, coming out at number 4. And you just feel, are they going to end up relying on Taranjeet Singh too much? He's averaging over 60 in this tournament. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders now, but I'm sure he's more than capable of it. He plays this into the offside. It's well fielded, and I believe that's by the captain. Bikram Arora, he's been really good with the ball and with the bat for Malta this week. And again, really good to see so many supporters out here for Malta. There is probably around 50 to 60 spectators at this point in time. This is a bit of an inside edge. It's going to run away to the man in the deep, and they should come back for 2, and then think they do pretty comfortably. So, it's good work from that man in the deep. It's Falun Prasad. He's back in the squad after missing out yesterday. And Malta yesterday managed to get 5 from 5, even though they did have a slightly weaker squad. But that man on your screen, the wicketkeeper, boy, did he bat well. Didn't have the gloves yesterday. Heinrich Gedicke taking over. And again, he did really well with the gloves. So plenty of depth in this Maltese lineup. Well, again, just feel Taranjeet Singh not really getting his eye in. His feet haven't really moved so far. Getting a bit stuck on the crease. As he plays that, and it was an inside edge onto his pads. This time the feet move, but it's only going to be the one run. So that's good work from the man there on your screen. And that brings us to the end of the fourth. Romania are 36 for 2. What an over that was from Wasim Abbas, getting the big wicket over the number 3, Nati Gotla. Also just going for 3 runs. And I was correct in Bilal Mohammed not returning for a 3rd over. And we're going to see Justin Sharju come into the attack here in the 5th over for Malta. Taranjeet Singh is on strike. It's a good start from Sharju. It's short and it's wide, but Taranjeet Singh missing out once again. Borderline wide, but it's just inside the line, so it's good work from the bowler. And Taranjeet Singh rocking back, doesn't get any of this. It's just going to be a dot ball into the leg side. So it's a good start from Justin Sharju. No runs off of the first 2 deliveries in his over. Sure, and it's going to go over the man on the angle. That's going to run away, and it's going to be another boundary for Romania. Back of a length from Justin Sharju, and he's not going to miss out. It's Taranjeet Singh. Goes over the man's head and races away. 4 runs to Justin against Justin Sharju. And there's going to be a lot of people watching this. So a good afternoon, a good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. I hope you're well and I hope your seatbelts are in, because we are certainly in for an exciting, exciting final. Singh on strike, cracking player. Just drives this into the offside, and it's going to go to Heinik Gedeki, who either was able to have a little catch-up just before the start of the final, just speaking on his innings yesterday. Obviously managed to get a start going, but this time, once again, he was able to go ahead and convert it. And he was really happy, and he said he was just struggling just in his head. He was in his own head a little bit. And he just said he needed to get out of his own head and just play the ball that was given to him. And he said he felt much, much better out there yesterday, as this is just played into the leg side for a single. And Abdul Shakur gets off strike, off the mark straight away. So it's not a terrible over this from Sharju, just the 6 from it currently. But the danger man, Taranjeet Singh, he's on strike. Hits this hard. It's the chase is on now. Doesn't quite get enough on this, and it's a good bit of work from that man there. You can hear all around the ground. Support for Malta here. It's good work from Miraj Kana for Malta. And that brings us to the end of the 5th over, and Romania are 43 for 2. So we're going to see the first introduction of spin in this Valletta Cup final. It's going to be for Malta. And from what I'm looking at, I think it's going to be Imran Amir from that far end. Again, incredible facilities here in Malta at the Master Sports Club. And it is going to be Imran Amir to bowl the final over of the power play. It's going to be a wide ball first up. And it's from what I saw, it looks like it might have been a bit of a tough call from the umpire, but he's given it, so he's going to have to start the over once more. Just a bit of delay as we just get the field correct. And in a game like this, you're going to want to get everyone in the exact correct spot. With Taranjeet Singh, if you get a chance, you need to take it. If you give him too many lives, he's going to punish you. And this is good from Imran Amir. It's a good comeback after that first wide delivery. This is again short and back of a length, but it's straight to the man. And he fields really well. Backwards point area. It's a dot ball, and these dot balls, they're valuable to Malta at this point. This is a lovely shot, and that's going to race away through the infield. 4 runs again for Taranjeet Singh. Classic Taranjeet Singh there, piercing the infield through the covers. It races away on this electric outfield for 4 runs. That's a really good comeback from Imran Amir. Building up pressure. Taranjeet looks to go big. That's a lovely shot from the Romanian batsman as that races away for another boundary. See here, winds up. He absolutely flicks that into the offside. It races away. So it's another boundary for Romania. The second one now in this over. Well, here we go. That's going to be the first Magnifico Sitta in the Valetta Cup final. Well, just rocks back, and Imran Amir not the end to the over that he would have wanted. It ends up 15 off of his first over. Taranjeet Singh, the talisman of the Romanian batting lineup, goes big. And what a way to end the power plays after 6 overs. Romania are 58 for 2. One thing that I'm certainly looking forward to is later on in this game is we're going to see the young man, the 15-year-old Marian Geddesim, is making an appearance in an international T20 final for his country. What a moment that'll be. And we're going to see now the introduction of the skipper. We're going to see Vikram Arora, the left arm offie, here for Malta. Just cuts this one away, and they're going to run through for a single. It's a big appeal. I think he's home safe. But again, good work from the man in the field. So we take another look here. Cuts this one away, does Abdul Shakur. I think that was a good call. So as we see another angle here, this will be interesting to see. I think he's just in. I think he's home safe. So that's good work from the men in the middle. Well, that's really well fielded by the man in the covers. Good work from Amar Sharma. Once again, it's pushed out to the man at long off. He's going to cut this one off for the one run. Good work again from Vikram Arora, leading from the front for his country. And again, really good work from Amar Sharma. Keeps it to a dot ball. There's an appeal for everything. And I can't see a finger going up. It's just a dot ball in the end. There was an appeal for a caught behind, then there was an appeal for a stumping. Good work again from Vikram Arora. Great over so far. Well, I think the bat might have been up there. Well, it's interesting there, but he's still in, is Abdul Shakur. But again, this has been a great over so far from Vikram Arora. Captain leading from the front. Last ball of the over. This is short, and it's wide outside the off stump, but it should just be the one, as Prasad does the good work out there. And Malta, well, they won't mind that, as that brings Abdul Shakur back on strike for the next overs. At the end of the 7th, Romania are 61 for 2. There's just a question in the chat from Chatur saying, where is LRS, Limited Review System? Well, this is a ICC International T20 competition. So in order to have DRS available, there has to be 8 cameras around the ground. Obviously, there isn't that set up here. So the umpires, they don't actually get the use of the cameras available to them, but we do. So we get to be able to see all the replays and action replays as we're going to carry on here. That's good cricket. It's just going to be the one run from Amar Sharma as he comes into the attack. But yeah, just going back to that, it is just the there's a 3 camera setup essentially here in Malta, so not enough for DRS in an international tournament. So Sharma to continue. Taranjit Singh on strike. Looks to go big, but he's timed this again really well. And that's going to go all the way for 4 runs for Taranjit Singh.
Come boys, come boys, come boys.
So again, a lovely shot from Taranjeet Singh. Just makes a gap look so big, when in reality it's not that big whatsoever. It's a big appeal and he's gone! That is a huge wicket for Malta. And the danger man, Taranjeet Singh, has to go. This has been a great over from Amar Sharma, and he gets the big wicket of Taranjeet Singh. It's a big appeal, and he goes, doesn't he? You can see how much that means to Amar Sharma, and he's been a really good bowler throughout this week for Malta. But that means that Taranjeet Singh has to go after making a well-earned 43 off of 27 balls. 7 fours and 1 6. So Malta are pulling themselves back after an expensive power play with that huge, huge wicket of Taranjeet Singh. But it brings to the crease a man, again, who's still capable of doing good things with the bat, Basil Saini. He's been one of my favourite players. He's almost gone under the radar this week, has Saini. Been really economical with the ball, and he's come up clutch with the bat when Romania needed it most. And they're going to need it again here.
Come boys, come boys.
That's a huge wicket for Malta as they get the danger man Singh. He goes early. Well, you say early, but he still managed to rack up 43 runs.
Come on.
So he just plays this into the offside, and it's going to be a dot ball. Again, really good stuff this from Amar Sharma.
Let's go, boys. Come on, come on.
Again, right on the money from Amar Sharma. Really good work from him. He's going to look to finish his over off strong now. Saini, when he just rocks back, and Sharma does not finish this strong. And Romania, they move along to 70 for 3 after 8 overs. That's a huge over for the context of this game. Saini rocks back and hits this into leg side. But you can just see there, Sathisan and Taranjeet Singh, the openers, going for a smaller contribution than normal. Taranjeet Singh 43, not getting to that 50 and pushing on. But still plenty of batting to come for Romania. So this game far from over. Wow. Amar Sharma, it was almost a bit of a drop, essentially. I think it carried all the way. However, it was a very, very tough catch. But he got enough on it, and he ended up just coming through for the single. So again, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a rebuilding process here from Romania, as they're just going to have to try and nurdle their way to sort of that 15 over mark and then go big again. We've seen it plenty of times throughout the tournament. These overs between the power play and that 15th over are crucial for both sides. This is short. He just rocks back and fends that one into the offside. Aurora. Short and wide, but it's only going to be the one, as in the final, Heinrich Gedicke, he's back on that boundary, and he's back in what I call Gedicke corner. It's been a couple of days since he's been out there, as he took the gloves and Malta had a rest day. It was nice to see him back out there, and Aurora continuing here. Floats this one up, it's going to be a chase here, but I think this is going to go all the way, and it does. 4 runs for Romania. And you just think that these runs are really, really key now if they're going to go ahead and push on and make a good score here. Oh, there could be a mix-up here. And there's ends up being a misfield, so they kicks back safely. We just take another look here as Shakur look to cut this into the offside. It's a dot ball, but we come back to live action. And this is just fended back to the bowler after a full delivery. But again, a really good over from Bikram Aurora. And at the end of the ninth, Romania are 76 for 3. As you see there, bowlers, they've done well. Imran Amir getting a bit of tap, didn't he? Going for 15 off of his 1 over. But apart from that, it's been pretty good from a Malta point perspective. Wasim Abbas, again, so good at the top of the innings for Malta. As we continue here with Sharma. And Saini just lets this one through. On the drive, but good work from the man there. And that's going to be the skipper, Bikram Aurora. Doing really well. Vazi Saini, 5 off of 7 now. Looks to go into the offside and does. Gets his past Bikram Aurora this time, but it's going to be brought in by Bilal Mohammed. It's good work from him out there again, as it ends up just being a 1 run. Cuts this, and that's really good piece of fielding from that man, Niraj Khanna. What a bit of work that is in that point region. As he hit this well, did Abdul Shakur. But it was really good, diving to his left, getting a really, really crucial hand on that. So it's just the 1 run. So he just drops this into the leg side, but straight to the man, it's going to be a dot ball for Romania. Short again, but once again, a really, really good job in the covers point region from Niraj Khanna, and that brings us to the end of the 10th. And we're going to continue here with the skipper. So he's short, just back of a length, trying to give himself room, but it's too straight. He should have really looked to play this into the leg side. It's Abdul Shakur facing up. See there, no room for him to play that. Bit of air, and it's going to be a chase for Niraj Khanna. He got there, but doesn't do enough. Ends up being a welcome boundary for Romania. He went for the foot fielding, and I'm sure if Corey Rutgers is paying attention, well, he's not going to be happy, is he? He always says, go with your feet. And you would have expected Niraj Khanna, after some incredible work at point, to have done so, but it's a boundary nonetheless. And that's good cricket from Abdul Shakur. Gets the boundary and then just plays it into the offside for a single. We've seen it so many times. Been really, really high intensity, good running in between the sticks. It's good work. Vasu Saini drives well. It's just a dot ball. So once again, a really positive over for Bikram Aurora here. Just the 1 boundary, but 5 off it. This is Phil again, but it's going to be straight to Niraj Khan out here. It's a call of 2, but they end up getting turned away, and it's really good work, Niraj Khan. So he saved a run there after probably should have stopped 4. They didn't do so. So 1 left in the over, with 6 coming off it so far. And again, just played into the offside, and Amar Sharma is going to come through and collect that one. And that brings us to the end of the 11th. And Romania are 85 for 3. So
Come on!
we are over a quarter of the way through this final now. And it's still very evenly balanced. 85 for 3 after 11 so far. So they're just going to want to look to try and reach that 170 mark. 10 and over gets them to 175. So it's more than possible for these two. Well, he goes back to a ball that should never have gone back to. And it's a dot ball in the end. So again, good bit of spin bowling here in these middle overs for Malta. For the delivery, and it's going to go into the offside, but there is a man on the boundary and does really well. And it's just going to be the 1 run for Romania. Brings Mazul Saini on strike.
You want to leave it here?
Sharma continuing. This is full, but too wide. It's going to be a wide ball.
Go boys, let's go boys, come on!
Just the 4th wide, that is, in this inning so far. As this is dropped, and they're going to run. It's going to be, again, a good bit of running from these two. They come through for the single again. Good understanding between the two of them.
Keep bowling them on, come on!
It's quicker, but it's short. There's a chase on for Gedicke, and he does really well. Does Heinrich Gedicke in front of the crowd there. And he's certainly saved 2 runs. Once again, proving that that is certainly Heinrich Gedicke's corner. So there's a quicker one, a bit short. Tends to happen from the off-spinner. You can see there, pressure on right in front of the spectators. He does really well. And it ends up just being the 2 runs. It's a lofted shot. There's a man out there. Well, he's running into it. And it's always going to be tough when you're running into it with your momentum. And it's going to end up being a drop. But I think there's, again, going to be a bit of an injury straight away. We've seen that a couple times, and I think that might be the webbing. And if that's the case, then that's going to be really sore. And you can see, you notice it straight away. So there's going to be a substitute fielder on. And that's going to be a visit to the medical room for that fielder there.
Go boys, let's go, come on!
So 1 ball remaining. Just the 6 off it so far. I think there's an issue with the ball. So again, this gives us a bit of a break in the play, gives us an opportunity. If you are in the YouTube live chat, do say hello, as it's just myself, Charlie Hunt, here in the commentary box. And throughout this week, you've all been a massive help. For my first week here on the ECN, you've all helped massively with your contributions in the chat, and there's been a few, obviously, that have been there throughout the entire week. Obviously, Maiden Waters, Luke Belgium, Michael H., James Stewart as well, and many, many others who I just don't have time to thank everyone, but you have been a serious help on what's been an incredible week of cricket, not only for myself, but for everybody involved, all the teams, all the officials, and all the crew helping out, all the ground staff as well. Been a really good operation out here. Everything's been on the dot. But it's been, again, a successful international T20 series, which has been really, really enjoyable. And I hope it's been enjoyable for everyone who's been watching around the world. And it's been a pleasure to bring you the pictures and the coverage here. And the man up in the tower for the fight for this innings, Martins, doing a good job as always. As we're about to get underway to finish this over here. This is driven, and it's going to end up being a dot ball. So after 12 overs, Romania are 91 for 3. And there's a question in the chat. Just saying, Charlie, was it too much trouble handling the commentary for the whole tournament alone? I'd like to think that I did okay, hopefully. I hope it was up to everyone's standards. I did have a guest in one of the games, in the later games, sort of halfway through the week. I had Joe Marples from Gibraltar. He came and joined me, and I thoroughly enjoyed having his company in the commentary box. But no, I hope I've done okay. And I hope it's up to everyone's standards, and I hope everyone has enjoyed not just my contribution, but everyone's contribution throughout this week. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. And it's going to be Imran Amir to continue from this near end. Looks to go big, and that's a good shot. Once again, I think it's going to go all the way, and it does. 4 runs for Romania. Helpful runs, these are. Maxi in the chat saying you are amazing. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you're okay. So, needs a reply here, does Imran Amir. And it's straight down the ground. There's a man there. I don't know if he's going to chase it off. And he does. That's good work from that man. He's done so well with the ball. Amar Sharma cuts that one off and saves a certain boundary. Maxi in the chat. Maxi, the project manager. Oh, again, without him, none of this would have happened. So a huge thanks to him as well, and Samir. This is swept into the leg side. It's just going to be the 1 run. We have Maxi and Samir for the European Cricket Network doing the work. Out here on the scoring is Samir, Maxi project manager. Again, huge thanks to those two. A great job throughout this week. Imran Amir. It's a short back of a length and just placed into the offside for a single. Brings Abdul Shakur back on strike. Well, he's gone on to 27 off of just 22 deliveries now. Played some good shots through the covers, through the offside. He's going to look to build now after making a good start. And this is well respected, just back of a length. Rocks back and just plays this back to Amir. It's a big shout, and it's gone! It's a huge wicket for Imran Amir, and he's off. There's no stopping him, he's away. And Abdul Shakur, well, another batsman, gets a start, but he can't convert it, and he has to go for 27. And Romania, well, they find themselves now on 99 for 4. And he's off. You can see how much that means to him. He stopped, but then he started again, and he's away. It's a great bit of bowling from that man, Imran Amir. So at the end of the 13th over, Romania, they're 99 for 4. This is not what they would have been expecting with Romania. And you just feel now there's a lot of pressure on that man on your screen. Basu saying he's 9 from 15. Just taking his time, has Basu.
Come on,
That's a big, big wicket in the context of this game. He was just looking comfortable, was Shakur, but one shot too many, and he was given by umpire Shub. So it's going to be Marsh Armour to continue. It's good, as it's just the one off that. Oh no! Bilal Mohammed, it's the chase is on. He just cut that one off. As they end up coming back for the second. So it doesn't end up costing him too much. We'll see here. Oh, the long barrier was there, but there was a gap. There was a gate through. And they found its way through, but it's only going to cost them the one run. So it's Basu Saini still on strike. Drops this into the leg side. Should just be one. I think it is. As Basu Saini doesn't look like he's going to be pushing for two at this point in time. It's a good start for Peri Alwa. Hits that well, times it, but again, really good work. You can just see how much of a close unit this team are for Malta, and they're supporting each other in everything they do. It's a good stop, and it ends up being a dot ball. Peri Alwa gets a bit of a hit-me ball, but it doesn't manage to do so. But it's a nice way for him to settle the nerves a little bit, as he's got a big job here for his team now. It is full. There's no man there. He hits that one up into the air. Does Peri Alwa, doesn't get that one as well. But they run through and he gets off the mark with a single. Dabs this down to third man, to the short third man, and well, the first opening bowler struggling in the field, and the second, Wasim Abbas, that one just got through him, but this time doesn't cost him any more runs. So it's just the 1-2 the total, brings Peri Alwa back on strike. Plays this again into the offside. This should just be one. I think they're going to come back for two. They do pretty comfortably. So good running from these two for Romania, and they're going to need a couple more of those. As that brings us to the end of the 14th over, and Romania are 106 for 4. And again, it's really good to see as I just step out of my commentary box here. Just to the left of me, there's probably now about, I'd say, rough estimation, probably about 70 people now watching on. Combination of spectators and obviously the teams involved. They've come down to watch this final. So a really good energy around the ground here for the final. And it looks like we're going to be set up for yet again another ECN classic here.
Come, Josie. Let's work out, buddy. Let's work out. Come on.
So it's going to be Imran Amir to continue from this commentator's end. It's a good start, and again, Basu Saini just dabbing it into the vacant third man region, and they're going to come back for two. It's going to be pretty easy and safe calling again. So good running again. But no, absolutely, it's really good to see some spectator series. There's a couple have emerged on the right other side of the ground as well. So there is a good few people in here as this is just pushed into the leg side. It's an only call of two, but I think it's just going to be the one as he's hit it too well. And Bilal Mohammed comes around and it's good work from him. But yeah, there is now some more spectators on the right-hand side. Again, not all of them former teams playing in this competition. There are spectators as well, which is really, really good to see for Maltese cricket and for European cricket in general, as there has been coverage in and around the local area of this tournament throughout this week. And Simran Ahmed continues here. And Periawa drops this in. I think there might be two. And it ends up just being the one. So he's well backed up by Wasim Abbas again. He does well.
I
think by estimations now it's nearing 100 spectators, which is incredible news. And it's really, really promising to see here in Malta. Saini on the drive, hits as well. But again, that man, Heinrich Gedicke, does well in Gedicke's corner. And it's just going to be the one run.
Keep bowling and run, come on.
It's a great bit of bowling, and again, a great take from Aftab Khan. This is a really, really good bit of bowling from Imran Amir as he's about to finish his third over. This is just clipped up and everybody, yes, no, maybe. And it ends up being the dot ball. So just the 5 off that over. Imran Amir doing really well with the ball. And at the end of the 15th, Romania are 111 for 4. And there's a comment just again asking, you mentioned the problems with having DRS. Would it have been easier just to have TV umpires? Well, I'm not too certain, but I'm almost pretty sure that to have the TV umpire, you have to have, again, that rule of 8 cameras. So not qualifying for it here. So it ends up where we have the glorious luxury of seeing the action replay, which is brought to you by, I've mentioned a few times today, the amazing crew at Spring Productions. Without them, none of this gets broadcasted to the world. So a huge, huge thank you to Martins, to Karils, and to Elvira. If it wasn't for you, then none of this would be possible. So a huge thank you to you guys. And it all of your efforts do not go unnoticed. So no, to answer your question, again, I think the rule is you have to have the 8 cameras available for the TV umpire to be eligible in international cricket in a tournament that's recognised by the ICC. So we're going to see Mazu Saini on strike. He's on 17. Off of 21 deliveries. But we're going to see Bikram Arora continue now from that far end. The skipper. This is short, back of a length, and just placed into the offside for the 1 run. This is played into the offside, and they come through for a single. Still, Saini on strike. This is short, and he's going to hit this into leg side. It's going to take some cutting off by Gedicke. He's really putting the wheels through. It doesn't quite do enough, and it ends up being a really, really good chase from Gedicke in Gedicke's corner, but he doesn't do enough. It's going to be 4 runs for Romania. He almost had too much momentum, and I think that ball was too close to the rope for him to dive, and I think if he even made any contact with the ball and managed to keep it in, his body would have been touching the rope. So it's good work from, unfortunately, not enough. Saini goes big. Not got enough on this. It's a catching opportunity. Well, it splits the 2 fielders right in the middle. And that has to go for another 4 runs for Romania. Just see there, no real communication of a you go, I'll go. ends up, both of them will go, but none of them get there. So it's another 4 runs. This is a good over so far for Hosseini. Again, short into the leg side. It's going to be cut off by Heinrich Gedeke, and he does well again in Gedeke's corner. And I think that name might stick here in Malta, because it's one of their own. Romania trickling on nicely here. They're going up above 7.5 and over. They just need a bit of an acceleration now. Periawa cuts this well. Oh, and it's going to bounce over the fielder, and it's going to run away. Another boundary for Romania. So a good over for the batting team here. And at the end of the 16th, Romania are 126 for 4. And you see here, bowlers, they've bowled really well, haven't they, to restrict Romania at the moment to 126 with just 4 overs remaining. So if they go at 10s, and they're going to get to that 166, aren't they? And you have a feeling that they're going to feel that they need to get to around that mark, which has been the part throughout this week, around that 160, 170, and anything above the 170 mark is a plus. And you take that and you think, well, it's a really good job, well done. But we're going to see the return of the opening bowlers now, as they've both got 2 overs remaining. So the spin doing their job in the middle order, the middle overs. There's a good comment there from Main Water saying it's got a better ring to it than cow corner. Gedeke's corner. I hope that sticks. That's going to make me really happy if that one sticks around. Again. I know for a fact that gets picked up on the effects mics, and I just wanted to let the audience at home just realise that there is such really good support from everyone watching here, and it's Bilal Mohammed back into the attack for Malta. It's a really good short ball, but it's going to eventually be given a wide, and there's a couple of boos ring around from the supporters. We take another look here. It's a good call from the umpire as it just goes over Saini's head. But you just feel that this is the over. If they can go big again here, then they're going to feel like they're right in this, are the Romanians. Bilal Mohammed. That's an incredible shot from Basu Saini. Steps across, give himself some room, and that's going to go run away down to the boundary. 4 runs for Romania. Almost a scoop shot, and I think he knew that fine leg was up, so he only just had to get it over him and it was going to run away. So good shot and good cricket from Saini. A lot of pressure on that man's shoulders right there. Billy Mohammed, as he's known. Billy, he needs a response here. Fine legs up again. That's a really good comeback from Bilal Mohammed. And it's right in the block hole. And it's just going to be the dot ball. Sometimes you just have to let the surroundings do your job, and this is one of the moments. Incredible support here around the ground for the Maltese outfit. And again, It's a slower delivery. It's really well bowled, but he picks this one, knocks this into the leg side, and it's just going to be the one. So again, really good work from Amar Sharma here at long on. What a final this could end up being. It's great atmosphere out around the ground. So just take another look, and there just seems to be more and more spectators around now. And even more popping up on the right side. Periawa plays this into the offside. It's a good shot, but Gerike out there. Heinrich Gerike doing a good job. So this is a good comeback from Bilal Mohammed, as he got clipped over for 4 runs early on, but he's dragged it back here, has Billy. 7 off of this over so far. Wow, it's a full toss. It's going to be a no ball. Takes the catch, but some of the crowd don't realise. But not what Bilal Mohammed would have wanted. Obviously not intentional from the bowler. Just slips out the hands wrong. Does well. And it is caught, but it's going to be a free hit now for Periawa. And you just feel that this is what he needs to really get himself going now. So, it's a free hit. Advances, gets some on this, but there's a man out there. I don't think Gerike realised it was a free hit. He didn't really need to go for that one. But it's a good outcome off the free hit, as it ends up just being the 1 run. So, Bilal Mohammed to finish his over here. It's a full toss, it's that well! Oh, and he's dropped it, it's the captain, it could be run out. It's all happening here in Malta. Just see how much that means to Bilal Mohammed, as it ends up being the 1 run off the final ball. And he's gonna have the skipper to ask questions of. And that's a really good over from Bilal Mohammed after going for the wide and then the 4. Ends up just being the 10 from it. So that brings us to the end of the 17th. And Romania are 137 for 4. And again, it's going to be Wasim Abbas. That man, well, what an opening spell he had for Malta. Going for just 10 runs off of his 2 overs and the 1 wicket for him. And that was the big, big wicket of Ramesh of Satwingnati Gotla. Just the 1 maximum in this innings for Romania so far. 3 overs remaining. Can they push on now and really get close towards that 160, 170 mark? That's a good start. He's hit this well, has Saini, but it's good work from the man out in the deep, and they come back for 2 runs. And this is good for Romania. They know that now more than ever, they've really got to make these 1s into 2s. I'm not even playing and I'm nervous. I don't know how they're doing it out there. Wasim Abbas to continue. Saini again into the leg side, doesn't get any of this. I think they're going to come back for 2, and that's really good running if he gets there. And again, that's really good running from Romania. And you can really tell that Malta, the home side, they've got some serious support. And they're certainly the fan favourites at the moment. So, Wasim Abbas to continue. Saini hits that well into the leg side, and that's going to be a boundary for Romania. That's going to be a huge boundary for Saini as he now moves into the 40s, steps across and hits this into the vacant deep mid-wicket area. And that's going to go all the way. 4 runs. So deep in his crease is Saini there. Well, these boundaries and these runs now are really setting us up for an incredible, incredible game of cricket here in the final of the Valletta Cup. Gives himself space and slaps this into the offside, but Bilal Mohammed does well out there, and it's just the 1 run. Just take a look here. Wasim Abbas does well, sticks to his line, and tries to give himself some room. Does Saini, but that means that Petty Alwa is back on strike. He's 11 off of 10 so far. And he goes big into the leg side. And that's going to be a magnifico sitta for Romania. Huge hit from Petty Alwa, who says he's had enough of nailing it around for 1s and 2s. He's going to go big, and you can just see how much that means to the skipper there, Sathisan. He's back behind his boys, isn't he? Last ball of the over. Advances, doesn't get anything on this. It's a good comeback from Wasim Abbas, but he'll be annoyed that he got hit for that boundary. Well, 2 boundaries in that over, wasn't it? 15 from that over as Romania, they move on to 152 for 4. And once again, the pressure is back on these Maltese bowlers. And we're really now going to see what they're made of. As Hussaini on strike, he's on 43. Well, it could be run out. There could be buzzers now. It's a good shot at the stumps. And they end up coming through for the 1. As we just take a look here, it wasn't a bad delivery, was it? Digs this one in. Didn't really move his feet. And it would have been close. I think he probably would have been home. As the atmosphere is picking up again, I'm going to step out. It's a good shot into the offside. It's just going to be the one as a shot, and he's gone! And Bikram Arora makes up for the drop. And he has to go. It's a great bit of fielding. He hits this well, does Petty Alwa. And they call him through for the single straight away. He is miles. He's not even near. And he has to go. But a good innings again from Sivakuma Petty Alwa. He has to go. 17 off of 13 deliveries. Romania, they're now 153 for 5. It brings in the new man to the crease. He's not going to be on strike, which is key for Romania here in the 19th over. as there's just an issue with the umpires, but I think we're almost ready to get underway again. So I have a feeling we could be hearing some more noise from the crowd as there's just a few adjustments being made in the field by Cricketinromania, and what an arm that was. Did really, really well, adjusted himself well, took it cleanly, just did the simple thing of hitting the 3 stumps. So the new batsman, Ijaz Hussain, he's on strike. Bazu Saini. Gives himself space and hits this into the leg side. It's going to go all the way. It's going to be another boundary for Romania. Again, good bit of experience here from Bazu Saini, just showing he knows what he's doing. Gives himself space, but he gets followed, but he really adjusts well, and that runs away down to the boundary. Another 4 runs for Romania, and Saini moves on to 48 now. Bazu Saini, he's done it time and time again for his country here this week, whether that be with the ball or with the bat. But this time, he's really proving to come off here with the bat. 48 off of 36 now. Just 2 needed for his half century. But he won't be worried about that, will Saini. He just wants to get as many runs on the board for Romania to give them something to bowl at. And the spectator list, well, I think that's going to be above 115 now, as a couple more people are just slowly making their way in. Bilal Mohammed. It's a full toss. He doesn't get all of this. It's going to be cut off by the man in the deep. And it should just be the one. They come back for the 2, and that's really good running from Romania. Ijaz Hussain does his job well, just turns and goes. That's well batted, as that brings up Saini's 50. And that could be some really crucial batting from him. Vital runs for Romania as they look to set a total here. 2 balls remaining in this over. 159 for 5. Goes deep in his crease. It should just be the one. It is just going to be the one. So good batting, but good bowling from Bilal Mohammed in this over. He has gone for that boundary. However, he's kept it tight. And what a game we have on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Last ball of the penultimate over. Ijaz Hussain just drops this into the offside for a single. And that brings us to the end of the 19th. Romania are 161 for 5. Well, I think they've just tried to come through for another cheeky single, but I don't think it's going to count. And it shouldn't count. So it should just be 161 for 5 after 19. As we enter the final over here of the innings. This has been a really good comeback from Romania. The middle order doing their job. As I just step out again, and it's really good to see so many spectators here for the final. And the atmosphere, it's one of the best I've been to in a while around the European circuit. It's really good to see and hear.
Go, Wazim boy, come on!
And it's going to be that man, Wasim Abbas, to finish off
Wazim, come on.
this innings for Malta. Well, this is just going to be chipped up into the onside. It's just going to be the one. And that's clever from Hussain, as it just brings Bazu Saini back on strike. 51 off of 38 for him now. But again, he won't really care about that. He's just going to be worried about what he can set for Romania, as they are now 162 for 5 with 5 deliveries remaining. It's tense. It's a very tense energy around at the moment. Steps across, gives him space, hits this one, there's a man out there. Oh, and he's dropped it, and it's gonna go for 4. Bilal Mohammed, the man of the moment, struggling out there. He might be struggling with that sun as we obviously started later, but Basu Saini, he's given a life and he makes the most of it. It's another 4 runs for Romania here in the last over.
Left to 8, Billy, left to 8, come on.
And again, drives well, and that's looks like it's gonna race away. 4 runs for Romania. You can see just how much that means to the Romanian outfit as they are on their feet in the dugout. Great shot, just a classic cricket shot from Saini there. Through the covers, 4 runs. As Romania, they've reached that 170, so now anything is a plus, especially after the start they had. Wheels just falling off slightly for Malta. This is full into the leg side. There's a man out there, and he does well. And Heinik Gedicki, again, I don't think they ended up taking the single. I think that's just going to be a dot ball. As we don't just take another look here. Steps across, tries to get across. And they end up not taking the single. And you just think, well, not sure if that's the case. They've got to 170. Anything here is a plus now for Romania. Should have taken that single. 2 balls remaining. It's a big appeal. I don't think he's going to get it, and they're going to run through for the leg bite. So it's going to be Ijaz Hussain now for the final delivery here for Romania.
Go, Wazir.
So, final ball of what's been a thrilling first innings here in the final. Wasim Abbas. He's hit this up. There's a man under it. It's going to take some catching. And he's gone. So, more importantly, it's a dot ball to finish for Romania. And Malta, well, they're going to be happy with that. They'll take that finish with just the 10 runs coming off of the final over. And Wasim Abbas, he'll be happy with his figures as he ends 1 for 35 off of his 4 overs. As the crowd very quickly disperses to go and grab some more drinks, some more liquids. And we just have a look here at the highlights. So Thisan, he went well early on, didn't he? However, he was caught by Wasim Abbas, and that was the early breakthrough that they needed. We just saw there a couple moments of magic. Bilal Mohammed doing really well, but then we saw Taranjit Singh, well, he went big, didn't he? But he fell short, ended up going 43 off of 27 deliveries. However, Basu Saini came in, and he was the man to do it for Romania. As you see here, it's done, LBW caught in front. But Basu Saini came in, and he settled the shit, didn't he? 60 runs in the end for him, off of 42 deliveries. A great, great innings. Possibly a match-winning innings, who knows? And in his innings, no 6s. However, 8 crucial boundaries. We saw this. There was a couple of drops, wasn't there? But from the most part, it was really, really good fielding again from Malta. And as we just roll through the highlights, and just in front of me, Romania are already out in the field warming up. Just shows how up for this they are, and they're going to feel that they can defend that total of 171 up against Malta. And you just see here some big hits towards the end, some magnificositas. And towards the end was a really good bit of the work. Bilal Mohammed, he had a shot at the subs, didn't he? As we just take a look at the final, and that was how much. That was a great bit of work from Bikram Aurora. Saw how much that meant, but this one proved vital, and it ended up going away for 4 in the final over. And then to end the innings, good catch out in the deep by Niraj Khanna. So that brings us to the break here, and we're going to be back in just a matter of moments, but don't go anywhere. To the top of the order, and he's going to be batting alongside the skipper, Bikram Aurora. And it's going to be that man again, Mishra opening up for Romania. We're all set as we begin the final innings of the Valletta Cup. Mishra for Romania. This is full and it's edged into the offside. And, well, what a fitting way to start this innings as the young 15-year-old from Romania, Marian Gedesim, is the first fielder to touch the ball in the final for Romania. What a journey he's been on. Got a bowl this week and he looks so promising with the ball. And you can just see there's a bit of nervous energy about the entire Romania, and I am so excited. I can't sit down, I can't stand still. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one, as it's going to be Gedeki on strike. Plays this into the onside, and they come through for a single, and it's a good start for Malta, as both of the batsmen are off the mark. And again, some chat in there about the young Gedesim, Marian Gedesim. Well, to be 15 years of age, representing your home nation in an international final. What a day for the young man, and it's Mishra to continue. This is Fuller, and it's into the offside. And it's going to go all the way for 4 runs for Malta. And the first boundary in the reply comes from the Maltese skipper, Vikram Arora. 4 runs for Malta. And I know that there's plenty of you in the chat. And again, some incredible, lovely messages coming through. Once again, thank you all ever so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, but we're not over just yet. And it's going to be the first wide of the second innings here. And it's going to go to Mishra. And we are set for what is going to be an incredible chase. And I can't wait. She's played into the offside, into the leg side. It could be close here. I think he's home. It's good running from these two. They're going to be really quick between the wickets. Just drops this in and brings it through for the single. There's no doubt that Heinrich Gedeke will never doubt himself. One of the quickest men between the wickets that I've seen on the European circuit. We saw him go big yesterday, didn't we? He's going to need to do it again here. And I can just tell you now that it's all a bit quiet around the ground at the moment. Just a little bit of nervous energy. Just playing around. This gets underneath it. Does Heinrich Gedeke. Just taking a look. This one kept a little bit low. It was a little bit back of a length from Mishra. But just kept a little bit low. And it falls through for a dot ball. The big shout. Oh, and they're going to say it's going down leg. That's really good work from the young Gedesim as they appeal for a run out as well. But it's a single to end the over. You just see here, definitely going down leg, and he was comfortably home. But good work from Romania as that brings us to the end of the first over for Malta. They are 8 for no loss. So the equation is quite simple, isn't it? 163 runs required off of 114 deliveries. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But we know more than anything is capable here on the European Cricket Network. And we are certainly in for what's going to be an ECN classic. It's going to be Raj Kumar at this near end, the commentator's end, to open up the bowling for Romania. 9 coming off the first over off of Mishra. And Raj Kumar, he's going to be opening up from this end. Oh, and this somehow just misses the stumps as it's played through. Bit of a bottom edge, and it's going to end up being just the dot ball. As I just step out of the commentator's box here, It's just a bit of a tense feeling in the Maltese supporters camp. And I would say now that we're at the top of 120, 130 spectators now, which is just incredible to see. They're sort of popping up all around the ground, which is lovely to see. It's Raj Kumar, he's going to continue here. As this is just played into the offside for a dot ball. So a good start here from Raj Kumar. And it's fair to say that the drinks are certainly flowing here in the final for the spectators. A couple of teams here as well watching on. Plays this into the off shot, and that's going to be a lovely cut shot from Heinrich Gedeke, and that's going to be 4 runs for Malta. What a way to settle the nerves for Heinrich. And that one's played into the offside for a lovely, lovely boundary for Malta. It's a good start here for the home side. You do just feel that with that home advantage, they're going to back themselves even more. Raj Kumar. It's a good reply, but it's into leg side, but it's well fielded by that man there. Ijaz Hussain in the mid-wicket region. Two balls left in this over. Dropped into the leg side, and they're going to come through for yet another single. As I'm going to drag my seat, take a seat for the first time in a while, as I just couldn't sit still towards the end of that innings. The atmosphere, it just picks it up a little bit more, doesn't it? Just makes this mean so much more. It'll be Heinrich Gedeke on strike for the last delivery of this over. It's right in on the dot, and it's good from Raj Kumar. It's a good over in the end. Just the 6 coming off it. And Malta at the end of the second are 15 for no loss. So, it's a good start from Romania. No early wicket so far, however. Kept the run rate down. Mishra to continue. Big swing into the offside. Doesn't get anything on this. There's an appeal for got behind, but again, nothing on it. It's going to be a dot ball. Six off that last over is a really, really positive start for Raj Kumar. Fill up, and it's driven. And it's Taranjeet Singh. He gets enough on this, and this should just be the one. And it's a good bit of fielding from Taranjeet Singh. And you do just feel they're going to rely on him again with the ball, as he's going to look to take some wickets with his tweaky right arm off spin. On the drive, over the top, doesn't quite get all of this. It's going to race away on this outfield, and it goes all the way. It's another boundary for Heinrich Gedeke and another boundary for Malta. Again, not quite out of the middle, but it goes the distance. 4 runs. Can we have a reply from Mishra? This is off the pad. It's going to go down towards the boundary. It's a big chase on. It's the skipper, Ramesh Satisan, with the chase. He does well. And they're going to come back for the 3rd. So really good running from the 2 in the middle. This is a good over for Malta so far. turn and go, and it's really, really good. You can just see the understanding. Early call of 3, and Aurora trusts his partner, and they go. Gaurav Mishra. And that's well played. It's going to just be the dot ball into the leg side. And I managed to get a bit of a conversation in with Vasu Saini in the break. And he was telling me that they're happy with the total that they've got now. He said 170 is bang on par. So they said that they're going to be confident in this defence. And Aurora goes into the offside. That's going to run away. Another boundary for Malta. Just 2 full from Mishra. And he's on the drive quickly. Is Vikram Aurora in through the infield and runs away. It's a great way to end the 3rd over. Malta are 27 for no loss. But no, just going back to that conversation that I did have with Vasu Saini, and again, he was just saying that they feel that that's part, and with the added pressure of being the home team and in the final, they are going to back themselves to defend this. And they just said that the par for them this week has been 170, and anything plus was a good outcome for them, as this is tried to play it into the offside from Gericki, but just misses out, as he's now on 13 off of 11 deliveries now. This is hit well, and that's good work from the man there. And that is good work. I think that's Gaurav Mishra doing the work there, so good from him. And it is, so he'll be happy with that. 12 off of his previous over, but he's contributed there in the field already. Raj Kumar. Back of a length and dropped into the offside, but it ends up being a dot. It's turned away by his opening partner. Short. He hits the bottom edge on this. They come through for the single, but it's well done. But I think they're going to come back for another. There's an appeal. I think he's ended up coming home safely. So that's good work again from the 2 in the middle. And he manages to get something on it, but it's not enough. And they end up coming back through for the second. And it would have been close. He's home, well home actually. So that's good from, as his foot is down and his bat's down. So good from these 2 in the middle, as they both sat on 14 now. This is short and it's going to run away. It's a big chase for the young man. He's not going to give up, but the ball is going to be the eventual winner. And that's going to race away down towards the boundary. Another 4 runs for Malta. Needs a reply. And again, drops into the leg side. Should just be the one. And it is. So it's good reply from Raj Kumar to end the over. And at the end of the 4th, Malta are 35 for none. So, after 4 overs, Romania, they were 36 for 2, with both of their key batsmen back in the hut at this point. So, you have to say that Malta, they're going to be pretty confident at the moment where they're sat in this current point in time. With Bikram Aurora sat on 19 off of just 12 deliveries, and Gedicki on 14. And again, Gedicki getting a really good score yesterday. And going back to that conversation I had with him before this game even started, just saying he was in his own head throughout this tournament. And I think yesterday they knew that they were in the final. There was no pressure on him as a batsman to perform. And that just gave him the confidence and the freedom to bat the way he wanted to bat. And he was chuffed with himself to be able to convert, as it's going to be a change of bowler. And that's going to be a leg side wide, but a good take from Abdul Shakur for Romania, as it's Injas Hussain into the attack from that far end, just getting loose. Bit of a loosener there. Steps across and just fends this into the offside. It's just going to be a dot ball. There's a chance of buzzers, but I don't think it's going to be. And it ends up good work again from that man, Taranjeet Singh. And it's just going to be the dot ball for Malta. Doesn't... Almost squares him up, does this ball. Obviously a bit of movement off the seam, supposedly. And Aurora just finds the leading edge, but it falls safely. And it's just the dot ball. And again, a bit of lateral movement from the bowler. And I think Bikram Aurora just asking the question, just saying, is that a wide? Umpire says no. As we're going to continue on here. He's saying good start so far in this over. This is dabbed into the offside. And again, that man, well, can't do anything wrong at the moment. Basu Saini doing really, really well at that sort of gully region. Well, he goes for the cut into the offside again. But this one staying low and probably a little bit too full for Bikram Aurora to step backwards and try and take this into the offside. And there's a question just about the background of Hyrik Gedicki. He is South African, that's where he was born originally, but resides here in Malta and has done for some years. As Aurora goes big into the offside, and it's going to be 4 runs for Malta here in the final. And it wasn't Gedicki that time, it was Aurora. And what a way to bring an end to the 5th over. And Malta, they move along to 40 for no loss after 5. And yet Hyrik Gedicki, he is originally South African, resides here in Malta now, and has become a staple man in Malta cricket and the Maltese Foundation, and providing a really good insight into how the foundation should be run. And he's doing a really good job here at the moment. So we're going to see that man, Basu Saini, and what a job he did with the bat. But again, I've said it time and time again throughout this week, he has been a seriously economical bowler. He's gone for the few boundaries here and there, but in general, he's been one of the better, most economical bowlers. As he's in now, and Gedicki's on strike. And Gedicki just plays this to the bowler. It's going to be a dot ball to start. Final over of the power play here. Short back of the length. There's a bit of an edge on this one, but it's deliberately played down to short third man, and they come through for the 1 run. Guysssss to continue. This is just dropped into the offside. It's going to be another dot ball. It's just the 5 coming off of the previous over. 1 wide and the 4 runs. So it's just dropped into the leg side, and it should just be the 1 run, and is. So at the moment, keeping up with the run rate, just above 9 and over at the moment. But Romania had a huge 6th over with 15 coming from it. So they're probably going to end up falling behind ever so slightly at Malta. But if they can keep wickets in hand, they're going to be in the driving seat, I feel. This is cut into the offside, but that man, Taranjit Singh out there, going to recover this one for 1. Aurora goes big, there's a man out there. Oh, and that's an absolutely outstanding catch. And who else would it be? Taranjit Singh takes the catch out in the deep, and Guysssss with the all-important breakthrough as the Maltese skipper, Aurora, he has to go. What a catch that is down there in the deep. And Aurora, he has to go after making 24 off of just 21 deliveries. So, Malta just sort of struggling here as that brings us to the end of the power play. Malta are 43 for 1 after 6 overs. And you can just feel the energy around the ground getting even more tense. Didn't think it was possible, but it suddenly found a way. But that's going to bring boom, boom, Basil to the crease. And this man, he's got to be feeling almost the weight of an entire nation on his shoulders now, along with Heinrich Gedeke, who for me, these two are top class batsmen, cracking players, the two of them, but there's still a lot of pressure. As you can just see now, the field spreading out as it's the end of the power play. Hussain continues. There's an appeal, but it's hit nothing on the way through according to the umpire, and that's going to come through for a wide ball to start the over. And again, it's a wide delivery to Hussain. Just struggling ever so slightly early on in his 2nd over now. Can he come back now? He's in the area. It's a good ball, but it's a good shot. And he recovers Raj Kumar out there. And it's just going to be the 1 run. He waits for this well, does Gedeke, and times it well. Goes through the fielder's hands, but it's just going to be the 1 run. And it brings the left-handed number 3, Basil George, one of the best names in European cricket. And what a player he has been this week for Malta. Drops this into the offside and gets off the mark straight away. Does boom, boom, Basil. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him. You just feel that this game, once again, could go down to the wire. And I think everyone, as a neutral, would love to see it. But if you support either of these teams, you're going to say, no, 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 Charlie. I want to see this over as soon as possible. It's an edge, and it finds the young man there, and it could be gone here. Wow. The young man, what a way he could have introduced himself to the cricketing world. We see here, Gedeke getting this one all wrong, finding the edge. And then Garrison, we see here, he goes for the run. And if he hit, he was absolutely gone. So that's a huge, huge miss. But again, good fielding from the 15-year-old. It's an edge here. Oh, and it's just going to run through him. And it's going to run away for a boundary for Gedeke. And another 4 runs for Malta. Just again, flashing hard. If you're going to flash, flash hard and it'll go. And that's a prime example there. It runs away for 4 runs. As that's played into the offside. It should just be the 1 run. So, good cricket from Gedeke. As that brings Boom Boom Basil back on strike. Oh, he's going to look to hit some magnifico sittars. Yeah, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we? Just drops this into the offside. It's going to be a dot ball. So they're only 8 runs behind Malta, but they are a wicket in hand over Romania. As that brings us to the end of the 7th. Malta are 52 for 1. And once again, this gives us a chance, if you are in the YouTube chat, do say hello, as we are slowly coming to an end of an incredible week of cricket. International T20 cricket between 6 nations. What a week it's been. Almost don't really want it to end. But it's going to have to, and there's going to be a winner of the Valletta Cup 2022. And we are about an hour away from finding out. Gedeke drops and runs into the leg side. This is good from Heinrich Gedeke as he now moves on to 23 off of 20 deliveries. Again, just providing himself a platform to then really go big. And there's a lot of home support here for Malta, but there's also support in the chat for Romania. And they'll know that, will this Romanian team. And they'll understand that there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of pressure on both teams with the support coming from friends and family and also just cricket lovers around the world and coming from their home nation. So Basil George on strike. This is full and it's squeezed away into the offside. Doesn't get any of this. Looks to go big. Make the most of the vacant deep cover region. A slower ball at the back of the hand. Muzzy Saini, a man of many talents. What a first 1.2 overs he's had. And again, and this is flashed hard. And I think that's just going to be the 1 run. They come through for the second. It could be close. It's good running from these 2 out in the middle. Just see here again, flashy drive. And beats the infield. But there's a man out there doing a good job. I think that's Pedialwa. Tivakuma Pedialwa doing a really good job. And they come back for the second. And he's home pretty comfortably. So it's good running. Short, and goes over the top, and this should run away. It's going to just trickle over. 4 runs for Malta. And Basil doesn't quite go boom boom, so we'll call it a boom from Basil. Just the 1 boom from Basil. As he now moves to 7 off of 5. Just a couple of field changes as a man goes out deep there now. In a sort of deep, in between deep cover. This is it on to the leg side. There's a man out there. Don't think he's going to get, oh, he does really good. Taranjeet Singh does very, very well. And they come back for the second, but he certainly saved 2 runs there. This is again, full toss, misses out, Basil. And he would have thought that this would have gone 9 times out of 10, but this is just the one. And Taranjeet Singh comes back again. Really, really good bit of fielding from him. We've seen him take some blinders this week, and along with some really, really good bit of fielding on the ground as well. Flicks into the leg side. Should just be the 1 run. And it is, and it's that man again, Taranjeet Singh, doing the work in the deep. As that brings us to the end of the 8th. Malta are 62 for 1. Any questions, do get them into the YouTube chat, as I'll be sure to answer as many as I can. Obviously, limited time now until this tournament comes to a close. Just take a look at Bikram Aurora. He got a start, but not able to kick on. So Heinrich Gedicke will be hoping that he can do so. And then obviously, Madhum Prasad, Aftab Khan, Umar Sharma, all capable with the bat, as is Bilal Mohammed, really. So this game is certainly not over. 110 now off of 72 required, going at just above 9 and over. And we're going to see that man now come into the attack. Taranjeet Singh on your screen. And again, we're going to see the field spread. As boom, boom, Basil might look to go big off Taranjeet here. And I know that Taranjeet Singh's wife will be in the chat, so I hope you're okay. I hope you aren't too nervous. I know there will be some. I'm nervous, I'm not even playing, so just goes to show how much this means. Short outside the offside, he's hit this well. I think this might, does it go all the way? It doesn't. It's good work from the man out in the deep. I think that's Ijaz Hussain doing a good job, where Taranjeet Singh was just occupying. And it brings Heinrich Gedicke into the crease. As it's just a quick word between these two. Just shows how much this means to both teams. And this is going to be pushed into the leg side, and it's going to be the young Garrison to come round. And it's going to be the 1 run to the total. Hits this, into the leg side, there's a man out there. And I think he's taken it. There, well, the umpires are going to meet. Well, they're celebrating. And this could be a huge, huge wicket as we take another look here. I think that's grounded. I don't think that should count. And they're going to take another look here. I think that's been grounded. I don't think that that's been taken cleanly. Well, the umpires, they don't get the view of the TV, and he has to go. Just boom, boom, Basil. So he's going to feel hard done by there. And that's a huge, huge wicket for the Romanians. And there's not much the umpires do. They have to take the field as well, don't they? They met in the middle. They can't get a view of the TV replay. So he has to go. It's going to bring Madhum Prasad in at number 4 as Malta fall to 64 for 2. Well, there's another twist in the tail as Basil George doesn't come off in the final, so he has to go after only contributing 11 runs with the bat. 9 deliveries, 1 for Basil. So no more boom, boom, Basil. But he's batted well, hasn't he, over the last few days. There's an appeal. He's gone! Taranjeet Singh changes the game for Romania. And what an over this is. And again, a big, big twist in the tail. And we see here, it's a tough, tough call. The umpire's in the best position in the house to give the answer. But he has to go, Heinrich Gericke. He now goes 24 off of 22. And they're going to have 2 brand new batsmen at the crease as Aftab Khan strolls to the crease. So Aftab Khan and Varun Prasad, 4 and 5. So much pressure on these two now. In this game, and a lot of the games here at the Valletta Cup 2022 have ebbed and flowed like nobody's business. Malta, they would have felt comfortable. Both openers still in. They lost that wicket, and they've now lost another 2 in quick succession. Taranjeet Singh, well, he's on a hat-trick. And Aftab Khan lets this one go. Doesn't want to fall victim to the hat-trick. That's well played and well left. Well, what a game we have on our hands. It's a short, played into leg side, and it's well done by young Guysssss. A lot of support for the young man as he's right in the thick of it there at short, square leg. That's going to bring us an end to the 9th. Gibraltar and Romania are going to be happy as Malta are 64 for 3. Just take a look at some of the figures there. Taranjeet Singh, just the 2 runs off of his over, but 2 wickets of the 2 most important batsmen for Malta. What an innings that was. What an over that was. You just have to feel that this game is not over yet. 108 needed off of 66 balls. And that man, Varun Prasad, we know and we've seen him plenty of times on the European Cricket Network, can hit a seriously long ball. And if he gets in, then this game is far from over. And he just lets this one through as Ramesh Athisan comes into the attack. He starts with a wide delivery. Hits this hard into the offside. He's going to find the man, Padiyalwa. Aftab Khan on strike. Yet to get off the mark. Well, so much pressure on all of these players now. Aftab Khan and Varun Prasad, they've got to build a serious, serious partnership here. Aftab Khan with a nice shot to get off the mark, plays this into the leg side for a 1 run. Valetta Cup goes for the big hit into the leg side, but gets nothing of this, and the keeper just makes a bit of a mare of this, does. Abdul Shakur. Well, this game has just been flipped on its head, hasn't it? And you'd have to say that Romania, well, they'll be thinking them as the favourites now. Well, Valetta Cup goes big! And that goes all the way for a magnifico sitta! And that one, you can just see flies into the spectators. You get a good view of the spectators there. And that's going to be a huge 6. And we'd expect nothing less from Valetta Cup. And he's having to go. The umpire gives him, and you can just see the elation for Romania. He went for the big shot once again. We take another look here. Well, that's really, really tight. You could argue that it might be slight. We get another look here. Well, in my personal opinion, actually, that's hit him on the back pad. That's a good call from the umpire. Wasn't sure if it had hit him on the front pad. They hit him on the back pad, and that's going to be a good call from umpire Shubas. That brings us to Malta. They are 73 for 4, and we're going to go to a drinks break. And we just get to see here, this is what I wanted to show you, just a bit of what's going on around the ground. Some of the spectators, some Maltese supporters in there, and what a day we have had here on finals day. Some really, really good performances so far. And you just have to think that that wicket, Malta, are they throwing this away on home soil? They haven't lost all game, all week in the tournament. And there's going to be some big words now between the two batsmen. They're just going to say, look, we need to play this sensibly. We need to do this in the right way. Don't have to go every ball. If the ball's there, by all means go for it. But you're going to have to see the Gib lads there enjoying a few drinks after an incredible week of cricket for sure. A couple of the Bulgarian lads as well. Well, we saw a couple of the forfeits going on as there was some interesting outfit choices being ran around the ground. But again, what a great week we have had here in Malta. And it all comes down to this. 1 ball remaining in this over. However, after that, we get into the final 10 overs of the 2022 Valletta Cup. It's been an absolute privilege once again to bring you the coverage here in Malta. And I'm sure that you'll agree with me that we have been treated to some incredible cricket this week. I've had to take a big swig of water. 1 ball remaining in this over. Plays this into the offside, and that's a good shot. First up, they're gonna end up just sticking to the 1, and that is just trying to work out, and that is Niraj Khanna coming in to bat. Again, we've seen him do it, and he's done it already, didn't he? Did it. These two, they did it against Romania earlier in the week. Well, you just can't sit still here. I'm just looking around at the ground. A couple of people are sat, but a lot of people are fidgeting. Some Malta fans with head in hands. But you do feel that that's not the end of this game. It's going to be Charanjit Singh to continue. Good from Kana. Pushed into the leg side. It's just going to be the one run. So it's good work from the man out in the deep. And you just feel they might need a bit of support from the Maltese fan base out here. Being a bit quiet this second half of the game. They're just going to need a bit of uplifting now. Have to have Khan. That's a lovely shot into the offside. I don't know if that's, I don't think it's going to go. They come back for two, and it's good running. Good running from the two batsmen here. Well, Charanjit Singh, 2 for 2 off of his first over. This is short, just played into Ramesh Thisan, the captain. It's going to be the one with the dot ball. Well, it's a good delivery. Doesn't all ends up, and there's that one. And we've gone into the 11th over, and I've stood up, and I don't think I'm going to sit back down now, as it is all so tense out here in Malta. The sun is setting. Charanjit Singh continues. This is short. Oh, I don't know how that's missed, really. I don't know if he got anything on this. It's given us buys, so he's not got anything on it. He's missed this completely. Leans back, hits this over into the offside. It's well done from Petty Alwa as he cuts that one off. And they come through for the second. So good from Niraj Khanna. As that brings us to the end of the 11th over. And Malta are 80 for 4. So Thisan coming on now to continue after just going for 10 in his first over, beginning the wicket of Varun Prasad. Aftab Khan on strike, is he going to do it again for his country? Aftab Khan into the leg side. That's going to be one bounce, 4 runs for the wicketkeeper of Malta. And Thisan just saying, well, you have to think back to his last over. He went for a boundary early on, ended up getting the breakthrough. So, can he repeat this? Aftab Khan moved on to 7 now. This is wide, and he's hit this well. It's going to be consecutive boundaries. You can just hear the sighs of relief and the cheers from the Malta fans here at the Master Sports Club. And again, join in the conversation here in the YouTube chat as we're set for what's going to only be described as a classic here on the ECN. Drops this, and good cricket. And he dropped into the leg side. It should just be the one. So really good cricket from that man again, Aftab Khan. He's in the runs this week already, but he's got it all to do here. Just dropped into the leg side. Just going to be the one, the dot ball. Fill up and hit hard. There's a man out there, it's Raj Shuna, who's going to do the job, and he does well in front of the crowd. And they come through for the second. So that's good running from these two. Oh, that's good from Niraj Khanna, doing a good job with the bat so far. And that brings us to the close of the 12th over. And Malta are 92 for 4. And some information here. After 12 overs, Romania were 91 for 3. So we are as tight as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Just one run ahead for Malta. However, they have lost the extra wicket. So both of these teams are still in this. And after realizing that, everything's just got a little bit more tense around the ground. People are popping up left, right, and center to see an absolute thriller here. So 8 overs remaining, 80 runs needed off of 48 deliveries. Short into the leg side, but he's fallen over. So they could be, and they end up doing well. That's well done by the batsman, considering he fell over. I think he was getting up and almost panicked into setting off, but Aftab Khan, good communication, says no, stay. You see there in the bottom of your stream. 95 for 3 were Romania at this point. Just drops this back to the bowler. Going to be another dot ball. Taranjeet Singh doing extremely well here for Romania. Steps across. He looked to go big into the leg side. Didn't get any of this. We take another look here. Step right across. Short, and it's over the infield. And I don't know if this has got the legs. It's a good chase from the young man. And he does well eventually. And what an arm. And it's just the 2. So again, really good from the young man. Good shouts all around. You can hear, well done, Manian. Good job from the young 15-year-old. And what a day he'll be having. What a week he's had. Get us him. Taranjeet Singh continues. He's gone! Niraj Khanna has to go, trying to give himself some more room on the offside. But gets this all wrong, and Malta fall to 94 for 5. So the quicker one just clatters right into the stumps. You see here, he rocks back, trying to give himself more room, gets it all wrong. So Malta, 94 for 5. And you feel they still have a chance with Aftab Khan at the other end. As it brings in now Imran Amir in the final. So we can see him now. He's on strike. Imran Amir for Malta. Number 22 on his shirt. Taranjeet Singh. What a player. What a man for Romania. Plays this well into the offside for just the 1 run. And it has to be said, by the way, as that brings us to the end of the 13th, Malta 95 for 5. Imran Amir is a more than capable batsman. We've seen him this week. He can play the shots necessary to really get into the bulk of this chase. You just feel this game is not over. So they now need, as you can see on your screen, they're 4 runs behind Malta. They need to go at 11 and over from here. Well, what a game we have on our hands. And I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. As Taranjeet Singh comes down to the long off and gives me a bit of a wink. Rajkumar. Oh, this keeps low, doesn't it? Imran Amir. Just taking a bit of a minute there. You can just feel now the energy shifting here at the Master Sports Club. Hits this well into the offside, but it should just be the one. And I will tell you now, by the way, that it is tough as a fielder now. The sun's setting, obviously we started at a later time by an hour. 4:30 we started, local time. You can just tell that extra hour is making it a little bit harder for fielders. But it's also going to make it a little bit harder for batsmen to spot the ball at this time in the evening. 7:15 now, local time. We're in the 14th. It's a good short ball from Rajkumar. And these dot balls are precious for Romania. There's a lot of energy out in the field for the Romanians now. 12th and 13th man doing a good job, running drinks around to everyone who are on the boundary riders. Aftab Khan, 12 off of 11. Got to go big, hasn't he? He's got to go for a big over. Doesn't get any of this. This goes into the leg side. Should just be the 1 run, and is. So good bowling from Rajkumar this over so far. Just the 1 run off it so far. And there's a little just off to the right of your screen. Even in this tense final, Sathisan, the skipper for Romania, is doing Imran Amir's laces up. If that doesn't show what European cricket's all about, I don't know what does. Well, as long as he hasn't tied them together, then that just is incredible. Even in tense situations like these, they're still stronger together. It's going to be Rajkumar for Romania. He hits this well. That's going to be a more than welcome boundary. One bounce, 4 runs for Malta. It's a good shot from Amir as he just pierces this into the offside. And that's going to go all the way. 4 runs as that brings up the 100 now for Malta. $71 now required off of 37 deliveries. They're going to need a couple more, aren't they? He hits this well. That's going to go for another boundary. 4 runs for Malta. It's consecutive runs there for Malta. You can see the spectators are sticking around it. They know this game is not over just yet. As what was a good start to the over does not end well from Rajkumar. It ends up going for 10 runs. They're going to need another couple overs like that if they're going to get anywhere near the total on Malta. As they now need 67 runs off of 36 deliveries. And it's going to be that man, Taranjeet Singh, to bowl his final over. 3 for 10 for him off of his first 3. Incredible bowling. And he's done it time and time again for Romania. But he's going to continue here. He's done it one more time. They can break this now. Rocks back, hits this into the offside. He's hit this well. But there's a man out there. Petty Alba does a really good job out there again. It's just the one run. And Luke Belgium asking, where have I been commentating from? I've been commentating from, obviously, this where the camera is, this end, at long off if you're a right-handed batsman. So almost directly behind the bowler's arm, but not directly. Singh continues. It's short, clip round the corner. It's going to be a chase on here. He does well. Raj Kumar in the deep fielding there. It's just going to be the one run. They need a boundary in this over. They need to hit at least a boundary in each over if they're going to have any chance. They can rotate the strike, and they've done that well, but they need a boundary. Rocks back, and he's got him through his legs. That's the 4th wicket for Taranjeet Singh. Look at the smile on his face and the smile on all of Romania. Malta now fall to 107 for 6. And there's a bit of confusion. I'm looking over to the dugout right now. There's a bit of confusion as to who is coming in next, but it's the opening bowler, Bilal Mohammed. Aftab Khan going back to a ball that just wasn't there to go back to. Taranjeet Singh moves on to 4 for 12. Fan favourite, Bilal Mohammed comes to the crease. Aftab Khan, he has to go again. Just for the 14 off of 14 for him. No one's really got going here for Malta. And you can just see how nervous they are. He's furious with himself, Aftab Khan. He knows he's better than that. But Bilal Mohammed is more than capable of hitting a long ball. And you just feel they need one batsman to come off to really stay in this game. It's nearly at 12 and over now, so it's nearly at 2 a ball. And Taranjeet Singh, he's got 3 balls remaining in his spell. And Mohammed just drops this into the leg side, and it's going to be another dot ball. Wow, what a game we have had. Goes big into the leg side, and it goes all the way for a magnifico sita. Rocks back, does Bilal. You can hear it in the crowd. Serious fan favourite of the Maltese spectators. And it goes the distance. Can you have a reply? Last ball of the over. There's an edge on this. It's going to run away. It's a big chase for the young 15-year-old. Cuts it off and does well. It's a really good arm. And they come back for the second run. So a good end to the over, but what a spell that is from Taranjeet Singh. 4 overs, 4 wickets, 20 runs. And that is the best bowling figures that we've seen this week. And there wouldn't be anyone else to do it, would there, apart from Taranjeet Singh. And I know that there's going to be some really tense viewers out there, and we're going to see Mr. Economical come back on now. And Taranjeet Singh gets an applause as he makes his way to his fielding position here. Just to the left of me at long off, there's going to be Vasu Saini in to bowl now. You can see here, no one getting starts. Really, loads of starts, but no one kicking on. And they're going to need 57 now, off of just 30. Just under 12 and over. It's just a bit of a fielding change. Imran Amir and Bilal Mohammed at the crease at the moment for Malta. Big swing from Amir and no contact. So it's going to be a dot ball from Imran Amir. And that is a huge, huge dot ball. Great way to start the over for Vasu Saini. Short, into the leg side. There's a man out there, and they should cut it off. I think, oh, Bilal Mohammed demanding he comes back for 2. And he's just saying, what more do you want me to do? It brings him on strike. He's already hit a 6 in his innings. But he's got to go big here if they're going to have any chance of closing this down and taking it deep into the game. It's an interesting shot. It's a lot of footwork, but it's good work from Mariam. Well, there could be buzzers, and you can't blame the young man there. Wicketkeeper Abdul Shakur. It burst through his gloves, and they come back for the second. So 2 runs to the total, keeps Bilal Mohammed on strike. Where's the catch? Oh, and he's dropped it as the young man. Guysssss. What a story that would have been. But it's down as a drop, and they come through for the single. Just a few fielding adjustments again. Goes big. Don't think it's going to go all the way. It's Taranjeet Singh. Does well. And they're going to go. There's going to be a run out. He's gone. There's a big mix-up. Well, you do feel that that could be huge. Mohammed struggles to drag himself off the floor. He has to go. He's been pushing for 2. You can just see, wow, Imran Amir, it is his call. But in these circumstances, you need to push for 2, don't you? So he has to go. You just feel with that wicket that that could be the end. As Malta are now 119 for 7. As it brings in the man now, Amar Sharma. And the thing with all these players is they're more than capable of hitting the ball. If it's in the slot, it's going to go. So, pressure is building. 52 off of 25 now, more than 2 a ball. They need a big over, and they need to get it now if they're going to have any chance of chasing this down. Sun setting on what has been an incredible week of cricket here in Malta. And appear, I think there's a bit of an inside. They end up coming through for the single. And well, you can see here, it has a big inside edge, isn't it? So they come through for the run. And that brings us to the end of the 16th. 52 needed off of the last 4 overs. They can all hit a long ball. As we take a look at the Romanian bowling figures, once again, Taranjeet Singh, the man who has done it time and time again for Romania, does it again here in the biggest stage of them all, the final. 20 for 4 off of his 4 overs. And again, a really good atmosphere here still. Tense. Hussain. He toes this. It's going to be 1 into the offside. It brings Imran Amir on strike. 13 off 9 so far. If he goes now, you feel that that is the end. Hussein. Off the pad, and they're going to come through for the single. So it's going to be a leg bye. I don't think we're going to, but we are just slightly struggling for sunlight. It is setting a bit quicker than we expected. It's nearly 7:30. It's an edge, it goes to that young man, and it's good work from him as he keeps it to just the 1 run, and it brings Imran Amir back on strike. "150 spectators in, I'd say, at this current point in time, watching this game. It's going to be a wide down the leg side. They're going to need a couple more of that at Malta. 49. It's going to be 48 now off of 21 deliveries. Into the leg side. There's a man out there. It's Taranjeet Singh. He does well. And it's just going to be the 1. And you just think, is there a reason that they're not running these first ones hard? Clipped into the leg side. It's a big chase on here. Razi Sahani, he does well. And he comes through, and they come back for the seconds. They do eventually start pushing that first one hard and come back for the second. And this is a really good over from Hussein. Big shot into the offside. There's a man out there, and he comes around, cuts him off. And they're going to try and come back for 2. It's going to be tight. It's a poor throw from Bedi Alwa. And that ends up coming back safely for the 2. That brings us to the end of the 17th. And this is my final chance, once again, whilst we're in play here, to thank every single one of you watching all around the world, whether that's on our YouTube channel, the European Cricket Network, or if you're in India, tuning in on Fan Code. You've all been so amazing in the chat, and it's been so appreciated by myself and by everyone else in the community. And also a huge thanks to everyone here at the ground, the officials, the ground staff, the ECN crew, the scorers, and also, most importantly, Spring Productions. Without them, none of this impossible. So once more, a huge shout out to Martins, Karils, and Elvira. Thank you so much. You've been amazing this week. As we continue here in the 18th over, Mazu Saini. So slow delivery, he's hit that well. It's going to take some cutting off. Taranjeet Singh does well, and they're going to double up here. It's a bit of a wayward throw, and they come back for the second. So tense out here. They need a boundary. They haven't had a boundary in 2 overs now, and that feels like an eternity. Hits this well, and there's no one there. It could race away. It's going to plug a little bit, and Taranjeet Singh gives saves. And he does well, he comes across, and it's just going to be the 2 runs. Some good work from Taranjeet Singh. He's been very busy out there. Bit of a huff and a puff, catches his breath as he walks past me. What has this man not done today? He's batted well. He's bowled exceptionally well, and he's been really, really good out in the field. Just what Romania needed from their talisman. And we are struggling for light. It is slowly going. I have a feeling that there might be 1 short there. I'm going to confirm that. It's short, lifted over. That's a great shot. They're going to need that to run away, and it does. It's a boundary for Malta. Just listen to the roar of the crowd. There's still hope here for Malta. 38 now required off of 16 deliveries. Is there another twist in the tail of the Valletta Cup 2022? We're struggling for light now. We need to get through these overs. You can see on your footage in front of you that there's not even really shadows on that middle now. That's going to be a no ball. So this is going to be a free hit, and boy, do they need to make the most of this. We just see it here again. Doesn't take this on. I think he really got into the position to be able to. You can just see there eventually he just gets out of the way. So it's a free hit, and this needs to go for a maximum. Silence. Imran Amir, 22 off of 15. That's an incredible delivery from no other man than Basu Saini. Slower ball off the no ball, free hit. And Imran Amir doesn't pick it, and he gets it all wrong, and it's a dot ball. Huge from Basu Saini. You can see now we are just struggling for light. Full toss into the leg side. It's really well fielded by Petty Alva out there as they come back. They're going to try and come back for the second. I think it's going to go here. Wow! It's a misfield from Saini. He's fumbled it. Petty Alva did the hard work out in the deep. Saini fumbled it for the chance, and they come back safely for 2 runs. As you can see there, he is gasping for water here. We have to run that on quick, as we will be playing in the dark here. Advances, big shot into the offside. That's well done by Nati Gatla out there, and they only get the single. And that brings us to the end of the 18th over. Malta are 142 for 7. And just see here, well, there's embraces of what has been an absolutely incredible tournament here in Malta. And what a way to finish it. It's not over yet. 30 needed off of the last 2. We've seen crazier things happen, but this light is almost gone. And you can just see on your screens there, there's almost no shadows. There's no sunlight on the pitch now on the outfield. It's going to be Hussein who's going to continue here. What a way this is to finish the week. Amir's on strike. He's on 16 now. Needs to go big. Into the leg side. But Taranjeet Singh there, and he's not going to mess this up. So it's just the 1 run, and it brings Amar Sharma on strike. Support in the chat for both teams here. And if you're a neutral, well, you have been served an absolute treat. Big swing into the offside. But Petty Alwa, well, that's going to be given 4 runs to Malta. And just listen. Just trying to work out, well, it's being given. Wow. It's been reversed. And I'm not sure on how many they ran. Controversy here in the final moments of the Valetta Cup. We just take another look here. He's done well. He has done well. That is the right call. It's going to be one into the leg side. They're going to push early. There's no one there. It's going to run away. Bazu Saini does well. They're going to come back for three. And it's not given. So 3 runs to the total. He's down on his knees. This is incredible stuff. Take another look here. They weren't going to do it, but he goes for it. I think he might have been gone, but you have to say, if you think back to earlier on, he is gone. But you have to say that I feel that there was a catch that was given earlier on in the game that was grounded by Petty Alba out in the deep. So, if anything, it's 1 for 1. So we carry on here. 25 needed off of 9 deliveries. Hits this well into the leg side. Straight to the man. And it's going to be 1 run. Wow. You can see now that the sun, I look to my left where the sun is, it's gone. It's not even, but I can't see it. So we are really playing against the conditions here. There's just a delay, and we can't delay this anymore. We need to get these overs through. Into the leg side. They're going to push for 2. And they're not going to. It's just going to be the 1. (24) off of 8. 23 off of 7. Correction. And the robot just letting you know, cricket doesn't stop. You're already thinking about tomorrow, but I'm not. We are not finished here. The final of the Valletta Cup. Looks to go big into the leg side. Gonna just be the 1 run. And it's going into the last. It's all happening now as we go into the final over of the Valletta Cup 2022. They're going to have to get through this quickly. We are seriously battling with sunlight. But again, this gives me one more opportunity to thank every single one of you throughout this week who have been so welcoming to myself. First time here on the ECN. It's been an absolute blast. No matter what the outcome is, every single team has put their heart and soul into this tournament. And without them, without the officials, the ground staff, the crew from both ECN and from Spring Productions, none of this is possible. And it's been a pleasure to bring you the commentary here this week as we go down to the last 22 runs needed off of 6 deliveries. We've seen crazier things, but Imran Amir, well, he's moved on to 27 off of 21 now. And it's Raj Kumar to bowl the last. Here we go. And this has stayed low, and it's going to run through, but, well, they're going to go, yes, no, maybe. They come through. Every run is vital now, and you've just got to hope that they just swing hard and go for it. And they've just got to hope now, if you're a Maltese fan, that it comes off. Swing hard and pray. Wasif Abbas can hit a long ball. We've seen him go big before. You just feel it's not over yet. This is really, really good bowling, but this could split the field. Taranjeet Singh, I've never seen a man move so fast. That's great fielding out in the deep. And he covers this one off. It's just the 2 runs. Great bit of fielding. He ran so fast as he moved past me in the comms box. You see him, he does so well. Just shows the class of that man. So 19 off of 4. It's again, really, really good bit of bowling from Raj Kumar. So that's now 19 needed off of 3. They need 3 sixes to tie the game with the event of no wides or no balls. Needs to go big. Full toss, and it has, and it's gone. It's gone all the way. Magnifico Sita. That's the one of 3 that they need, and that man keeps the game alive. Ahmad Sharma, huge 6 into the leg side. Raj Kumar missing out on his length completely. Full toss, and it goes the distance. 13 needed to win, 12 for a draw. It's a leg side wide. This is absolutely insane. Everyone's on their feet, and I mean everyone. Every single spectator, I can't see a single one sat down. Played into the offside. It's just the one. And unless anything happens now, you feel that that is the game. 11 now off this one ball. Unless it's a no ball and it goes the distance, then Romania will be champions. What a day this has been. And it comes down to this. And it squirts into the leg side. And Romania, they have done it. They are the Valletta Cup champions 2022. What a day we have had, and what a week we've had, and what a way to end the Valletta Cup 2022. An incredible final, handshakes all round. Wow, wow, wow. Just shows you, cricket is the winner. And we're battling with sunlight. The sun's down, it's gone. But you see there, Romania, they are your champions of the Valetta Cup 2022. And you just see there as they embrace, and what a day we have had. What a week this has been. We're seriously battling. There's almost nothing now. There's mosquitoes everywhere. And again, I'm going to take this time to thank every single one of you for joining us here this week, whether you've been on the chat, whether you've just been listening, or whether you've been watching on Fan Code in India. What a sight that is. And most importantly, the young 15-year-old getting involved. There's applause all around the ground as we take a look at the highlights. And what a game we had. Well, they needed 172 to win, but they lost by just 9 runs. What a day and what a game. We just felt they just took wickets at the right time, did Romania. And again, some incredible, incredible batting, fielding and bowling. A great display of cricket throughout this entire final. And Romania, they did it, didn't they? They got across the line. Taranjit Singh, what a game he had today. 4 wickets for him, 42 runs, and outstanding in the field. There's nothing that that man couldn't do. And then we saw there 2 in 2 from him. Taranjit Singh, as he got Basil George and Heinrich Gedicke. They went 2 in 2, and you felt that that was just where the game went. And then this one, Haxam on the back pad, and Sadiq, and he knew that that was gone, and the finger went, and that sort of put the nail in the coffin. Well, there's almost no words to describe the feeling of what's just happened here today. We've witnessed an ECN Classic here today, and a big shout out to everyone who's watched, and all the officials, all the umpires, all the ground staff, Maxi, the project manager for the ECN, Samir Nayat doing the online scoring, and obviously the crew of Spring Production, Martins, Khalils and Elvida. Without them, nothing is possible. And you see here the extended highlights. Aftab Khan trying to pull the ball that just wasn't there. And what a day of cricket we have seen. Taken a breath, and I'm able to collect my thoughts, and I have to say that it's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully this isn't the last time that I see everyone here, And I'll be watching on next week as we head to Stockholm. But we're going to end here with the highlights package. And there's a sight in front of me that I don't think I will ever forget. The young Romanian, Median Guysssss, with the Romanian flag on his shoulders. What a sign that is, and what a picture that we see there on your screen. It's been an outstanding week of cricket.